So you would welcome an XRP ETF then?
We would certainly welcome it, and I think it's inevitable that there'll be, multiple ETFs around different tokens. And I think you'll even see ETFs potentially around baskets that also, I think, further diversify that risk.
Given there's so much excitement around the ETF dynamic here, are you in talks with the largest issuers, particularly BlackRock, to get this done?
Well, I'm not going to comment on that. I know BlackRock has said some things publicly. We think it makes sense for the XRP community overall. Ripple obviously is a very important stakeholder in the XRP ecosystem, but we're not the only player. And look, we've seen, before the SEC lawsuit, XRP was the second most valuable digital asset. I think because of the headwinds of that lawsuit, we've now seen that largely abate. But the long-term view on these things is about, how do you create utility and really solve real-world problems with these different digital assets? Bitcoin's doing that very well as a store of value. XRP and its dynamics around being very fast, very efficient, and low cost on a per transaction basis makes it ideal for payments. And that's where Ripple really has leaned into as a company.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak. Sonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told told his members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy. And you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the NWO book and the Crypto Teacher book. The NWO book shows you how the world really works, and especially in the times that we're in right now, it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep. And in 2025, the NWO is going to turn on that alarm clock. It's up to you whether you wake up or not, whether you're going to hit that snooze button. Remember, my people perish from the lack of knowledge because they reject it. And guys, we're going to see stable coin regulation, which is the foundation of this new digital economy. And it sets up down the road 2028, 2029 for that free money. And then also, of course, in the first quarter of 2025, we always get a correction. But we have trillions of dollars sitting on the sideline in money market accounts. And then plus, we know the Fed is going to cut rates. Not a lot this year, but they're definitely going to cut rates. So I see us getting a correction and then moving back up. And then we have the two powerhouses, China and the U.S., will step up these tariffs on each other. And of course, guys, that's going to hit certain parts of the market. But then we also have the hacks. We have the Birdman. We have the drums are beaten and more movies to come, as we can see. And inflation is going to stay sticky and layoffs are going to step up while they move in all this automation. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
We have Bitcoin, cryptos, and stocks pumping. And the narrative is CPI. I told you guys, don't worry about the number. We can clearly see the number is still hot. Core inflation, they take out energy and food. So, of course, it's going to drop, but it only drops slightly. We clearly know that prices keep going up. They're not coming down. But the only thing we care about is the narrative. And because of the narrative that CPI came in lower as expected, and of course that dropped yields, dropped dollar, and the stock market pumped right along with Bitcoin and crypto. But we know the dollar and yields are going to continue to rise. And what does that mean for markets? They're going to continue to pump and dump. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. So make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates right now plummeted down. But like I told you guys, they're going to creep right back up. We have the dollar down. And with Trump tariffs, the dollar is going to continue to stay strong. But then also, guys, the BOJ meets on the 24th. So when it comes to the dollar, the two things we're looking for are these tariffs and the BOJ. If the BOJ doesn't make a move in January, we know for a fact they're going to make a move in March. And then we have volume and crypto right now down. We have Tether and USDC. And we have Circle mints another 250 million on Solana. And these stablecoin providers are just like the Fed. They can mint out of thin air. There's no difference. But unfortunately, we know the sheep are asleep. They're not even paying attention to this economy that's being built right beside the current one we have right now. This digital economy is going to give these central banks even more power because with smart contracts, they'll be able to program this money. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed repo at 160 billion. Make sure you're pulling on a daily basis. And we have Bank of England to launch Digital Pound Lab for testing CBDC innovations. And all these major central banks are going to have their own CBDC. And of course, these stable coins are going to be attached to the CBDCs where the people never even know that they're dealing with a central bank digital currency. And the same thing goes with these digital currencies. Majority of people have no idea because they're going to attach these digital wallets to their bank accounts. Because when we look at the system right now, everything is digital just about. We're probably at about 60 to 70% from a cashless society. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have Trump coming into office in a few days. And we have crypto clarity coming right behind it. We know regulation is coming, but never forget these big banks and big corporations funded crypto from the beginning. And who does Trump work for? The big banks and big corporations. And don't forget, Trump has 4 years to get us moved over to this fourth industrial revolution. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin, Ethereum spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin, Ethereum spot ETFs right now are up. And we're seeing Fidelity and BlackRock selling off Bitcoin in these Bitcoin ETFs, but it's not for some reason affecting the price. So we see a lot of manipulation is going on. Don't forget we have options on Friday. And then the stock market, that's the third Friday of the month. So I definitely see this market pulling back. And then on Monday, of course, when Trump gets in office, we know we're going to have a Trump pump. Now we have the SEC delays a decision of Bitwise 10 crypto index until March 3rd. And that's funny because I said that last night, that most likely it'll be delayed until the Trump administration gets into office. And remember, this crypto industry is going to be moving fast forward. And we have Osprey Funds to seek a SEC approval to convert its Bitcoin trust to a Bitcoin spot ETF. Now, getting over into a little crypto news, we have Uniswap and Ledger partner to enable crypto swaps on Uniswap DX directly via Ledger Live. And again, we're going to see this technology get more and more seamless and then brought to the people. And we have XRP hit $3 before slightly pulling back. And remember, guys, this is part of the Trump trade. And I'll be going over this with the Stock Premium Patreon members because don't forget, guys, when he was in office, the only thing he had to do was tweet something or talk about a certain sector and it pumped. Trump was pumping and dumped stocks, and we know when he returns, it's going to be the same exact thing. But now crypto is in the picture, and we know his family is attached to World Liberty, so he'll be dumping and pumping stocks and cryptos. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And lastly, speaking of Trump, while Trump is going to be the focus, especially for these first 6 months, what's going to be happening? That's right, the WF Davos. While everyone is distracted with Trump, what's going on really in the world, the people that are planning out your life, no one is going to be looking at. Davos is the 20th through the 24th. So while the sheep sleep, the NWO builds. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Because he knows, when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the new World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, if new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance, do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.